I think one of the reasons that financial advisors struggle so much with the hiring process is that, first of all, they don't have a plan for the hire. It's up against them, they have to get somebody, it's urgent, the need is pressing, and so that, of course, doesn't allow you to have the same thoughtful process that you would if you plan for it. So part of it is the planning, but then the second part is that people do get attached to a candidate. They like you, you're giving them good answers, we're connecting, and then they don't do their due diligence. And I like to liken it to, you are, as a financial planner, you're going to do a financial plan for someone. You're not just going to shoot from the hip and say, here's the equity fund I want you to go in. And you're not going to fall in love with a stock if it's not performing the way it needs to. But they do exactly that when it comes to hiring. So we talk about the 360 degree to hiring, which really takes you through creating a clear job description, having a clear interview plan and process, understanding behavioral style of the role of the candidate, matching their motivators to your culture, having a process for onboarding, and then open communication going on. But within that, there are important processes, like if you're going to have, say, multiple people in your firm interview, you need to have a process for how is that interview event going to take place. If there's 4 people, have them ask some of the same questions. Set some criteria for how are we going to decide what's important, what's not. Have a follow-up where they get together and they discuss, and then have somebody who has a little more weight than everyone else who might be the final arbiter. So it's an overall process, but then it's also an interview process. As you're going through the process, if you are doing the right things in terms of being clear about what the role is, and not just duties, accountabilities, success factors, behavioral characteristics, and I've also done my due diligence to ask behavioral questions that are not just, so tell me how you got into the business, but are more like, tell me about the worst boss you ever had and why you didn't get along with them. And I've done my due diligence on references, and that doesn't mean that I called your favorite boss and they said, oh, I'll hire Bev anytime. That means you talk to colleagues of the person, reports of the person. If you've done that kind of due diligence, let's just say your percentage of being successful is pretty high.